Respected dreamers, visionaries, and those silently yearning for more than what life has given you, today I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself a question that most people never dare to ask. What is holding you back from the life you truly deserve? Not the bills, not the circumstances, not even your talent, but the invisible walls inside your own mind. That's right, a ceiling you cannot see, a limit you cannot touch, yet a limit that stops you from achieving your financial freedom, your fullest potential, your ultimate dreams. Today, we're going to shatter it. Imagine for a moment a bird trapped inside a glass cage. The bird flaps its wings with all its might, desperate to fly, desperate to touch the sky it sees beyond the transparent walls. Every day, it tries harder, but the glass remains. And then, one day, the bird stops fighting blindly. It steps back, looks around, studies the pattern of the cage, and discovers the door that was always there, the door that could have set it free long ago. That bird is you, my friend. That glass ceiling is your mind, and that door is your awareness, your decision to act, and your refusal to accept limits that don't truly exist. You see, most people live their entire lives beneath invisible ceilings. They tell themselves, I'm not ready, I don't have enough, I'm not smart enough, or I'll never be wealthy like that. And the tragic truth is, they don't realize that the barriers they see are not real walls. They are reflections of their own doubts, fears, and conditioned beliefs. These mental barriers were planted over years by society, by circumstances, by well-meaning people who told them what they could and couldn't do. And here's the harsh reality: your brain, the very tool designed to help you survive, can also become the instrument that keeps you small if you don't master it. Let me tell you a story. There was a man named Marcus, a simple office worker with bills stacking up, dreams tucked away in a dusty drawer, and a voice inside that whispered, "This is all you're ever going to have." Marcus worked hard, always doing what he was told, always following the path society had laid out, yet he never felt alive. One day he attended a seminar. A spark ignited inside him. He realized that the only reason he felt stuck wasn't because the world had rejected him. It was because he had accepted limits that were never his to begin with. He began studying his own thoughts, his beliefs about money, success, and worthiness. And slowly, relentlessly, he chipped away at that mental glass ceiling. He didn't need a miracle. He needed courage, awareness, and the commitment to believe that his ceiling could be shattered. Within a few years, Marcus went from barely making ends meet to creating multiple streams of income, achieving financial freedom, and living a life that once seemed impossible. You may be thinking, but that's Marcus. That's a story. My life is different. I get it. I hear it all the time. But let me ask you this. What if your story isn't so different? What if the only difference between where you are now and where you want to be is your willingness to confront that invisible ceiling and smash it to pieces? Every success story you admire, every millionaire, every entrepreneur, every person living life on their own terms, they face ceilings, they face doubts, they face fear. And they made one choice that most never do. They refused to be limited by what they couldn't see, and instead, they acted on what they knew was possible. The first step to shattering your mental glass ceiling is to see it, not as a judgment, not as a condemnation, but as an opportunity. It is the signal that you are ready for more, that your mind has room to expand, that your financial success is waiting on the other side. Awareness is the crack in the glass. Awareness is the first push against the barrier. And from that crack, light begins to pour in. But the light alone will not free you. Action will. Action repeated consistently with intention will turn that crack into a break, and the break into freedom. I want you to think deeply for a moment. If you do nothing today, if you continue letting fear dictate your limits, if you keep obeying the invisible ceilings imposed by society, circumstances, or your own self-doubt, where will you be in 5 years? Now, imagine if you decided right now, this very moment, to stop obeying limits that were never yours to accept. Imagine the freedom, the joy, the possibilities waiting for you on the other side. That freedom begins with a decision, and that decision begins with the courage to challenge what you've been conditioned to believe. It's not easy. There will be days when the ceiling seems unbreakable, when your hands ache, when doubt shouts louder than hope. But remember Marcus, remember the bird. Remember that the only thing separating you from your financial success is a mental barrier, and barriers, no matter how solid they appear, can always be broken. You have to train your mind to see bay on the glass, to visualize the life you want, to believe in yourself with unwavering certainty. Your financial success, your freedom, your dreams, they are not outside your reach. They are waiting for you to push through the invisible wall, to shatter the ceiling, to claim what is rightfully yours. Now, let's talk about how that ceiling forms in the first place, because understanding it is the key to dismantling it. Our minds are wired to survive, to play it safe, to stick to patterns that have served us before. But survival does not equal success. Safety does not equal fulfillment. And familiarity does not equal freedom. Your mental glass ceiling is the accumulation of years of habits, conditioned beliefs, and small compromises you accepted, often without even realizing it. You told yourself, I can't do this, I'm not enough, I'll never earn that kind of money. And slowly, brick by brick, those thoughts formed an invisible barrier above your head. Here's the truth. Your brain cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined. It will obey the stories you tell yourself. If you believe you're limited, it will keep you limited. If you believe you can't earn more, it will find 1,000 ways to make that belief true. But the same brain that has held you back can also become your greatest ally. You just need to learn how to retrain it. You need to flood it with new beliefs, new visions, new standards for yourself that are bigger than your current circumstances. Let me share another story. There was a woman named Sarah. She was an accountant, precise, careful, and always meticulous with numbers. She loved her work, but she never loved her salary. She always believed that she could only earn so much, that wealth was for other people, not someone like her. One day, a mentor asked her a simple question, Sarah, if you knew you could not fail, how much would you want to earn? At first, she laughed. Then she paused. Then she realized she had no ceiling. She had only accepted the one she was told existed. That question cracked open her mind. From that day, she began visualizing her success, learning new skills, building her business on the side. It wasn't overnight. It wasn't easy. But within a few years, Sarah was not just earning more money. She was building wealth, freedom, and confidence she never thought possible. What Sarah did is what I want you to do. She confronted the lie she had been living in, and she rewrote the story. That is the second step to breaking through your ceiling. Confront the story. Ask yourself, what have I been telling myself that is keeping me small? What excuses have I rehearsed for years? What fears have I nurtured that have nothing to do with reality and everything to do with habit? Write them down, say them out loud, look at them squarely, and then replace them. Replace them with beliefs that empower you, visions that excite you, and standards that refuse to accept mediocrity. And here's the P. Art most people never talk about. The ceiling is also reinforced by your environment, the people around you, the media you consume, the culture you live in. All of it whispers, don't go too far, stay safe, stay small. If you want to shatter your mental glass ceiling, you have to shift your surroundings. Surround yourself with people who believe in possibility, mentors who have achieved what you aspire to, and resources that expand your mind instead of confining it. Your environment is either a ladder or a cage, and often it is the difference between remaining stuck and breaking free. But knowledge alone won't break your ceiling. Awareness alone won't shatter it. You must take action. Action is the hammer against the glass. Each small, consistent step you take, learning a new skill, starting that side hustle, investing in yourself, reaching out to someone who can guide you, is a crack in the ceiling. And every time you push through, you prove to yourself that you are not limited, that you are bigger, stronger, and more capable than the stories you were told. Here's something to remember. Fear will always show up at the threshold of your breakthrough. It's natural. Your brain is wired to resist change because it wants comfort. But fear is a signal, not a stop sign. It tells you are on the edge of growth, the edge of opportunity, the edge of your financial breakthrough. The more scared you feel, the closer you are to breaking free. Embrace it, use it, and let it probe you forward. So today, I want you to make a choice. Will you continue living under the invisible ceiling, quietly accepting limits that were never yours? Or will you rise, act, and shatter it? Your financial success is not luck. It is not chance. It is a result of courage, focus, awareness, and relentless action. It is waiting on the other side of the glass, and the only thing standing between you and that life is the choice to push, to act, and to refuse to accept limits any longer. Now, let's dive into the power of your mind, because this is where most people get it wrong. Many believe financial success is all about working harder, grinding longer, or hustling endlessly. But the truth is, the greatest breakthroughs happen first in the mind. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your inner dialogue. These are the invisible architects of your reality. The ceiling exists not in the world around you, but in the patterns you've allowed to dominate your mind. If you want to break free, you must master those patterns. Think about it like this. Your brain is like a garden. The thoughts you plant, the beliefs you nurture, the habits you water, they grow into your reality. Fear, doubt, and self-limiting beliefs are weeds. If left unchecked, they will take over, choke out opportunity, and keep you trapped beneath the glass ceiling. But the seeds of courage, abundance, and self-belief, they can grow into towering trees, bridges to freedom, and ladders to financial success you never imagined. D. The choice of what you cultivate every single day is entirely yours. Let me tell you about a man named Daniel. Daniel grew up in a neighborhood where poverty was the norm and opportunity was scarce. Everyone around him accepted small living as a given, but Daniel had a different vision. He began reading books, listening to podcasts, studying the habits of successful people. Every morning he told himself, I am capable, I am worthy, I am destined for more. Slowly, those words rewired his brain. Every time a challenge came, instead of shrinking back, he saw it as a step forward. Every financial obstacle became a lesson, not a wall. Within a decade, Daniel transformed from someone scraping by to a thriving entrepreneur, building wealth and creating impact. It started in the mind. The ceiling cracked the moment he refused to obey it. Here's the reality you need to embrace. Mental training is as important as any skill, strategy, or tactic. Visualization, affirmations, journaling, meditation. These aren't fluff. They are tools to break through the ceiling that keeps most people small. Picture the life you want in vivid detail. Feel it in your body. Let your mind taste freedom, abundance, and success before it manifests outside. The mind obeys emotion more than logic, so feel the victory as if it's already yours, and your actions will follow naturally. But here's the catch. Action must be consistent. Dreams without action are illusions. Belief without effort is meaningless. To truly break free, you need both the internal transformation and the external momentum. Small, deliberate steps every day, whether it's learning, reaching out, investing, or creating, compound into a force strong enough to shatter any ceiling. You will face resistance. The mind will scream doubts. Life will throw obstacles. But every time you step forward, you are literally rewiring your brain, teaching it that limits are optional, that the only boundaries are the ones you accept. And here's the most powerful truth. Breaking your ceiling isn't just about financial success. It's about freedom, self-respect, and living a life that feels fully alive. Every breakthrough you experience in your mind and in your finances creates ripple effects in your relationships, in your confidence, in your ability to dream bigger than ever before. When you shatter one ceiling, you see that no ceiling is permanent. You learn to fly without hesitation, without fear, and without apology. So I challenge you today, identify one belief that has held you back financially. One thought you repeat that tells you I can't. One story you've lived in for years that no longer serves you. Write it down, confront it, then replace it with a belief that inspires action, that fuels courage, that refuses to settle. Do it consistently, every day. Make your mind your greatest asset, your launching pad, your secret weapon. Your ceiling will not stand a chance. Remember, the journey to shattering your mental glass ceiling is not a straight line. It's a battle, a process, a transformation. But every moment of effort, every step forward, every thought rewired, brings you closer to the freedom, wealth, and life you were born to claim. You are capable. You are worthy. You are meant to rise above the limits that have been placed on you. And the moment you fully embrace that truth, the ceiling will begin to crack and your breakthrough will be unstoppable. Now, let's talk out the final piece of this journey, the act of complete liberation. You've seen the ceiling, you've confronted the beliefs, you've begun training your mind, and you've taken action. But the ultimate breakthrough requires one more element: relentless persistence paired with unwavering faith in yourself. Most people stop just short of success because the ceiling seems unbreakable. They push, they struggle, they fight, and then they quit. Don't let that be you. True freedom, true financial success comes when you refuse to give up, even when the glass seems unsaturated. I want you to picture something. A diamond is created under pressure. The heat, the force, the weight, all of it combines to form something extraordinary. That pressure you feel in your life, that resistance, that discomfort, that fear, these are not signs to retreat. They are signs that you are being transformed into something rare, something powerful, something unstoppable. Every challenge you face in pursuit of your breakthrough is shaping you, preparing you, proving that you have what it takes to rise beyond any ceiling. Let me tell you about a young entrepreneur named Alex. Alex faced rejection after rejection, failed businesses, and endless skepticism from people around him. Every no felt like a wall closing in, but he refused to stop. He visualized his success daily, he rewired his beliefs, he invested in learning, he sought mentorship, and he acted with fearless persistence. And then, one day, the breakthrough came. The business that once seemed impossible took off. The income multiplied. The freedom Alex had dreamed about became a reality. But what made the difference was not luck. It wasn't timing. It was the refusal to obey limits that were never real and the relentless courage to keep moving forward when most would have quit. This is what I want you to understand. Your ceiling is not permanent. Every limit you've accepted is optional. Every fear, every doubt, every I can't is a choice, and you have the power to choose differently starting right now. Shattering your mental glass ceiling is not just about money, it's about reclaiming your life, your confidence, your freedom, and your purpose. It's about looking in the mirror and knowing that nothing can hold you back except the stories you refuse to rewrite. And here's the final truth. You do not have to do it perfectly. You do not have to have it all figured out. You do not even have to see the entire path. You only need to take the next step, the next brave choice, the next act of courage that defies the limits you've been told exist. Momentum is created by movement, not perfection. Your financial success, your freedom, and your breakthrough are waiting on the other side of that next step. Step T, profit, and then take another, and another. Soon, the ceiling that once held you back will be nothing more than shattered glass at your feet. So, I want you to promise yourself today, I will no longer obey limits that were never mine to accept. I will no longer let fear dictate my potential. I will no longer settle for a life smaller than my dreams. I will push, I will act, I will persist, and I will break free. Every time you repeat this, every time you live this, you are forging a life of financial freedom, personal power, and unstoppable success. The glass may be strong, but your determination is stronger. The ceiling may seem unyielding, but your courage is unbreakable. Your mind is limitless, and your life is waiting for you to claim it. Remember this, the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the story you've told yourself. Change the story, shatter the ceiling, step into the life you were born to live. And when you do, nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you. Respected dreamer, as you sit here listening, I want you to feel this truth deep in your bones. You are not small. You are not limited. You are not bound by the circumstances you were born into, the mistakes you've made, or the fears that have whispered in your ear for years. The only thing that has kept you from your financial success, your freedom, your life of purpose, is the glass ceiling in your mind, and now you have the tools, the courage, and the vision to shatter it. Imagine yourself walking into a room filled with light. The glass above you is broken, shards litter the floor, sparkling in every color of possibility. You are free, you are unstoppable, you are finally living without limits, without fear, without compromise. That life is not a fantasy, it is yours to claim. Every decision you make, every action you take, every moment you refuse to obey self-imposed limits brings you closer to that reality. Know this, the world will test you, doubts will arise, obstacles will appear, but those are not signs that you should stop. They are proof that you are on the path of growth, that you are on the verge of breakthrough. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every challenge is a chance to prove to yourself that your potential is far greater than your fears. Your financial success is waiting, and it will respond to your courage, your persistence, and your refusal to accept anything less than what you are capable of achieving. So today, I want you to make a vow to yourself. I will see the ceiling. I will confront the limits. I will retrain my mind. I will take action, and I will persist no matter how long it takes. I will rise above fear, above doubt, above circumstance, and I will claim the life I was born to live. You are capable. You are worthy. You are unstoppable. And when you finally step through that shattered glass ceiling, you will look back and realize that the only thing that was ever holding you back was the belief that you could be held back at all. Now go. Step forward, act boldly, break free, shatter your ceiling, and live the life you have always imagined, a life of abundance, freedom, and limitless possibility. The world is waiting for your greatness. Your mind is ready. Your future is calling. Answer it.